To talk about, there's a pretty much a loose connection between silver and a euro. You know, a lot of times when euro tanks, silver, commodities, and everything else go down, and just get you right to the chase, which probably going out into commodities, there's a major sell-off in the euro, especially by the BRICS. Brazil, Russia, India, China, they're getting rid of it. They're getting rid of the euro. So they don't necessarily go out on the open market and buy PSOV and that type of stuff. Now, Eric Sprott, what he should have done is he should have took like a little card like this big, sticker, and stick it on outside every single bank in Cyprus and in Italy, in Europe, Greece, and Spain, and say, buy PSOV, silver held in Canada, take your money out. Well, you know what I mean. It's safe there. Just don't even say nothing about taking your money out. It's safe there. And then he'd be selling some PSOV, I'd do a lot better job for this guy than James Turk. But anyway. Anyway, last night I was looking at the stories about them selling off the euro, right? And I started looking at the euro chart, and I says, man, I don't know about this PSLV, but, it'll play out anyway. Like I said, if you could actually pick the exact bottom for something, I mean, you're filthy rich, because you could sell it any time because you know the exact bottom. But if you're always looking for the exact bottom of something, you're never going to make a move, and thus you're holding fiat cash forever. So, it's not an easy game. So I bought some PSLV yesterday, and I had some from before too. So I got some and some and some now. But I looked at the chart in the euro, and I'm not going to display the chart, but basically back in, I think it was June 2010, the euro was about the lowest it ever was. It was like 120 to the dollar, $1.20, bought a euro. And also last summer in 2012, around, I guess it was around July, it was like 121, 122 per dollar. It almost hit that record low. Actually, at that time, everybody thought everything was going to fall apart, and it didn't just then, But right now, it's about 128, but it's dipped down to around 127, 128 a bunch of times. But, the way things are, the euro can actually go down to like maybe 120 to 122, which means in the interim, that means silver can take a hit. Because I'm looking at silver chart, when things are looking very bad for silver, like back in summer of 2012, people were predicting 18, 22 and all that type of stuff. It was actually floating around 26 to 28. That's what was happening. And then it finally took off. That's kind of like what I expect to happen. I don't think it's going to go down to like 15 to 20 bucks. All right, I don't think it's going down that low. It could get near that 26 mark again. That's what I was thinking, but I don't know this for a fact. So part of what happened today is because they're selling off the euro, they're buying dollars. It gives you dollar strength. They're still buying dollars. The dollar's actually going up. They don't necessarily buy silver and gold. That's just how most people think in the financial world. And I'm going to point something else out. I remember last, it was a couple years ago practically, in 2011, silver was around 40 bucks or a little over 40 bucks in August. And this guy, somebody I knew, he's smart in finance and everything, he was selling off the silver. I was thinking, why are you doing that? It's probably going to go back up to 50 bucks. That's the way I was thinking, because I'm bullish on these metals too. I am. I'm not as bullish as some people, but I realize, there's a game that goes on. It's not just pure manipulation. People middle class generally aren't buying silver, so when they start buying, it's going to go up. But he sold it off and he bought some bonds. I'm thinking, man, that was smart. I didn't really think that was the right choice at the time, but I think right now, when you're going to actually see another bounce eventually, and it may take till the summer before silver really starts taking off again. But it's almost like you got to judge the mood. That's what Mark Faber does too. he doesn't necessarily look at the charts. He looks at the mood. And when people are all down in the doldrums, you know, even like the silver channels and stuff, man, they're pretty much toned down right now, aren't they? You know, nobody's rah-rahing too much anymore. But that's usually a good indication that, you know, you're pretty near the low. You're pretty near the low. Now, if it goes down to 22, that's going to suck. But I don't know, you know, I don't know why it would, to tell you the truth. Because there's a lot of hardcore people holding on to silver. And the other thing is, you know, like I said, it's very difficult to pick a bottom. But, you know, the other thing is, they're actually shutting down mines. I know somebody told me something about that. I know that. They've been shutting down mines. All the small miners are getting clobbered. I mean, I saw this one mining stock go up, and I looked at the guy's earnings that came out. He was losing money like crazy. You know, a small miner that actually has a good outlook. You know, they're saying to invest in it, and I'm like, I don't know, man. I don't know. But, you know, if they keep doing that shit, silver's going to really rock it. So commodities are a roller coaster ride, and that's just how it is. Silver's a roller coaster ride. But why did it actually sell off? Why is it commodities and everything going down today, like platinum, palladium, and all that other stuff? Why is it going down? Euro sell off. And if you look back September, I mean not September, July of 2012, the euro was down to like 122. That was when the metals were looking the weakest around that time. Real roughly. And you notice, you know, if you look at the euro chart and the commodities chart, it's not exactly perfect correlation. Definitely not. But there is an influence. A lot of times when there's some kind of financial calamity, you know, they're running out of the euro, they buy dollars. And right now, the BRIC nations are dumping the euros right now. So that's not something good that actually helps trade between nations and industry, too. So, you know, but, you know, I have to say something and just agree with something David Morgan said, that he doesn't know, but he doesn't expect it to go below 26 on the silver. And that's pretty much where I think, too. Because, you know, for instance, you just can't even think about the United States and Europe. You know, Mark Farber pointed this out, too. There's so many global buyers out there. Like Mark Farber talked about, like he was on a plane 10 years ago, it was mainly foreigners. You know, foreigners are basically running the world in Asia. Now he gets on planes, going into various places in different parts of, you know, the Asiatic countries. They're mainly Asians, just going on vacation, to visit relatives and that type of stuff. So, you know, the world has changed. And, you know, if the price of silver starts dropping that bad, you know who's going to buy it. It's going to be Chinese market, the Indian market, Vietnamese, Cambodian, Thai market. Japanese market, they're going to buy it. They're going to buy it. That's the thing is, like, it's not going to be allowed to jump that low. That's why I'm thinking it's not going to be allowed, because of that. If it was simply the United States and Europe, yeah, I think it could. But I don't think that's why it's going to jump that low. But anyway, that's really probably what's been causing a major hit on the metals. Panic out of the euro, especially by the BRICS nations, and they don't necessarily buy metals. That means they're selling off euros. And I don't know. Every time I see the euros pretty much sell off really hard, silver has taken a hit, which totally disagrees with what Lindsey Williams says. You know, maybe the euro might fall apart somewhat or be restructured, but he keeps talking about if the euro, everything in Europe is going to go down, and gold and silver are going to go way up. I don't know about that. It seems like they all run to the dollar, and the dollar. You got to remember this: the guys that are. That's why I'm saying, like, silver and gold are going to go way up. They are going to go way up, but the dollar's not going to go to oblivion. I don't think. I doubt that's going to happen, because the guys on the top in our country would absolutely lose total control, and I don't think they're going to do that. You know, they ain't that stupid. So, you know, when silver does go up, don't be like a lot. Don't be afraid to sell it. Sell for some of those fiat dollars too. But the reason, like I said, why it went down today, sell off in the euro. That has a lot to do with. There is somewhat of a correlation between silver, platinum, palladium, and the euro selling off. that's just what happened. BRIC nations are dumping that stuff.